Okay. May I call on Edna to come up here, please? Oh, so it's Kareem. Come on.
Hello. Thanks, Karina. I am not singing. Now it's time for some words of wisdom from our general managers. And so, listen up, you guys. We would like to call on Mr. Monsieur Andres Charrier for the first inspirational talk. Excuse me. Thank you, people, for listening. Here is Mr. Andres Charrier. He flew all the way from Tenerife, Lanzarote, to be with us and offer his words of wisdom.
Wisdom, but after hearing the lovely songs and the atmosphere, I think I'm getting sentimental. I love you.
Thank you very much, Andre.
Hello, can you hear me? I have to disappoint you because I have no words of wisdom. But I will say a few words of thanks. And especially, I start with Edna and her team. Thank you for her to make it possible to get all these crazy people together. I also like to thank Arturo Lopez and Norma Azores. Norma, can you see me? For a very nice welcome into a hotel which I left 38 years ago. And you believe it or not, the farewell party at the ballroom of the Manila Hilton, I was wearing the same Barong Tagalog. I found it in my house. I found 6 of them. 5 didn't fit, but this one did. So that was great. I also have greetings from, maybe you remember him, Horst Angelkotter. Completely crazy guy. He tried to come, but he could not. So he sends his regards. Also, I have a big, what shall I say, best wishes from Mr. Ken Moss. Yes. Who lives now in India, who is also 92 years old, and unfortunately not allowed or recommended by the doctor not to travel anymore. And he calls me still once a month. So he knows this is happening, and so best wishes from him and his wife, Kami Moss. And last but not least, 2 months ago, we were in Athens, Greece, for a Hilton old-timers meeting of general managers. And this gentleman with the white long hair was there as well. And can you stand up, please? You up, the man from Zurich. So Heinz Schwander, who used to be my assistant here at the hotel. We were together, and Mr. Strand, the president of Hilton International, who was then our boss, sitting in the Waldorf Astoria. He was in Athens, age 93. And he also knows we are here, and he sends his regards. So, Ken Moss, Kurt Strand, can you imagine? I also like to thank the girls behind the Heartbeat Manila Hilton. I think it was a fantastic job. And I can tell you, when we were, where were we? In Berlin, right, Andre? We were in Berlin. And that book, we had a few copies. We showed them around, the other general managers from all over the world, and that was the best thing that ever seen about a hotel. So really, congratulations. And as Letty Lopez knows, I ordered about 8 or 10 of the books, so I use them as giveaways. Yeah. No, thank you very much, Marla. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not mentioning everybody's name, so you forgive me. It's not the old age. It's not Alzheimer yet, but I just want to mention. For those who don't know, I was here from 75 to 78, and I looked at the name list, and I saw about 37 names which I recognized, which I think is not bad, isn't it? And all my former girlfriends are sitting in the corner. You will notice none of the husbands is here. That's my fault. And really, I was one of the few general managers of the hotel which was single. And it was not easy. Because I was under pressure by Mrs. Delgado. She said, Axel, why don't you find a nice girl? And they even tried to help me. But it didn't work out. Then we had Madame Sunico, which had only about 16 or 18 girls. And she said, Mr. Goerlach, pick one. No, anyway, it didn't happen. I'm sorry. And then, of course, we had very interesting characters staying in this hotel during our time. First of all, we had President Marcos and Mrs. Imelda Marcos visiting us a lot during the years while the Manila Hotel was under construction, if you remember. It was closed for 2 years. Therefore, all the VIPs ended up at the Manila Hilton. And I always remember Marcos was there at least once a week. And I had to greet him every time, of course, and I was walking next to him. And then one day a waiter came to me and said, Mr. Goerlach, are you not afraid? You're walking next to the president. He could be assassinated any moment. True story. Next time President Marcos came, I was 20 meters behind in line. So, forgive me. But we also had Hans Menzi, you remember, General Hans Menzi? Yeah. And then, of course, Paco Delgado, Francisco Delgado. And I must tell you a quick story. Before I came to Manila, Mr. Delgado came to Kuala Lumpur, where I was the general manager in the Hilton, to check me out. And he said, Mr. Goerlach, of course you are married. I said, no, I'm single. He said, okay, of course you are a Catholic. I said, no, I'm a Protestant. True story. He said, okay, when you come, we find a nice girl for you. Okay. Similar story, you know what I mean. So, and he tried very hard. Oh, the Pope. You want to have a Pope story? A story about the Pope. Every 3 months we had a board of directors meeting in the hotel, and there were, who was there? Hans Menzi, of course, Ambassador Delgado, then Ambassador to the Holy See. And Hans Menzi, he also opened the meeting always with a dirty joke. Not only dirty, filthy. And everybody was shocked. And then Ambassador Delgado said, Hans, don't talk so fast. I have to write this one down. I have to tell the Pope when I come back to Rome. True story. And then, of course, I don't want to remind that we had a great relationship with Blas Opel, who tried to help me with one of the demonstrations, strikes. And he was my friend, and a few people reminded me they were not my friends at that time, but they've forgiven me in the meantime, because if you remember, they wanted to shave off their hair, the ladies, their eyebrows. So I called Blas Opel. I said, what should I do? And 2 hours later, somebody came from Mr. Marcos' office and put all the union people in one room and said, you make a decision within the next 24 hours. And of course, I was not very popular afterwards, but I survived. Yeah. So those are my memories, but many good memories. And I'm just so happy, really, that so many people, after so many years after Hilton closed down, came together. And of course, also a few of my colleagues who came all the way, like say, from the Canary Islands, like myself, from Switzerland, and from all over the world. Many of you guys from California. So, thank you very much. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Good to have known you all. Happy New Year. Mabuhay.
Okay, I think we're going to show the message of Mr. Paul Borchardt. Unfortunately, he cannot come here, but he has sent me specially a video from a production that that you can see him in the video of, although he's not here, his spirit is with us. A message from Paul Borchardt, a video message.